Send this to your friend who thinks console's better than PC. So, this is the main reason I think PCs are better than consoles. When it comes to gaming, there are 7 main things I like to look for, and we're gonna be giving points to each one depending on which is better on each of those main things. And those main 7 things are cost efficiency, portability, available games, what you can do in the operating system, aesthetics, power, and multiplayer. For the cost efficiency, we're going to be using the PlayStation 5 as an example, specifically this one. The PlayStation 5 is in the middle of prices from what I saw, so that's why I chose this one. Because it's $700, we have a $700 budget to make a PC. We cannot go over $700 at all. While the PS5 does display in 4K, and no PC for $700 will play in 4K, we're going to be using FPS instead of resolution, just to make it a little more fair for PCs. For the CPU, we're going with the Ryzen 5 5500, which is a 6-core CPU with a clock speed of up to 4.2 gigahertz without overclocking, and it's only $76 with the cooler. For the GPU, I went for the RX 6600 for $290, and we have $334 left for the motherboard, case, RAM, storage, and power supply. I found a kit of 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM at 3200 mega transfers per second for $21. Next, I found a very sketchy motherboard for only $70. 100% won't fail on whoever buys it. I found an SSD for only $25. And then I used a wattage calculator to find out how many watts I need for a power supply, and the estimated wattage was 467 watts. So I went with a MSI 550 watt power supply for $60. And then lastly, I found a MATX case for $66. And with all the parts picked out, we still have $92 left. On average, the PlayStation 5 would get 60 FPS in Fortnite. And with the PC specs I chose, you would get around 70 FPS on average on 1080p Epic, which compared to the PS5 doing 60 FPS on 4K high, which if we wanted resolution, PS5 would easily win. But like I said earlier, we're doing FPS, and that makes the PC win, which I was honestly surprised with. And then portability. Alright, yeah, we win for PC. Portability, I'm just gonna give this one to the consoles. Yeah. Next, available games. It's as easy as asking a sentence to Google Gemini. Google Gemini states, therefore, while console gaming has a large and dedicated library, the sheer volume and diversity of PC games, especially when considering indie titles and the vast history of PC gaming, likely results in overall larger number of available games, which means there's more PC games than console games. So that's just, And then, what you can do in the operating system. Most PCs either use Windows 10 or Windows 11, and the rest of PC gamers use Mac or Linux-based operating system like Ubuntu, Raspbian, and AmogOS. So in PC operating systems, you can use Google, play games, write scripts, watch YouTube, respond to emails, and in consoles, you can play games, install games, and watch YouTube, which is very limited. So I gave it to PCs. Aesthetics, this is a difficult one for me because some consoles can look really cool, especially PlayStation 5s with custom side panels. And most PCs can also look really cool, like the NZXT one here. And I think the fact that PCs have RGB makes PCs a little better. So after a lot of thinking, I think this one goes to PCs. When it comes to power, this is an easy victor. With consoles, the most powerful of them all, according to benchmarks, is the PlayStation 5. And the PS5 is rocking an 8-core Zen 2 CPU with clock speeds of up to 3.5 gigahertz. And the GPU is a 10.28 T-flops, 36 CUDA core at 2.23 gigahertz with custom RDNA 2 architecture. and the PlayStation 5 rocks 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM built into the motherboard. And then when it comes to PCs, the most powerful parts are the RTX 5090 with the Ryzen 7 9800 X3D, normally paired with around 32 gigabytes of 6000 meta transfers per second DDR5 RAM. And this makes PCs way more powerful than consoles. And then finally, multiplayer. Multiplayer is not difficult at all. For PCs, whoever you're playing with needs a PC, or the game needs to be cross-platform. On console, you can play with your friends in the same room using split screen. And split screen makes the process of playing with your friends and family so much more convenient that I have to give it to console. And after all of this, PCs are crowned the winner with 5 points. And these aren't the only reasons gaming PCs are better. Consoles definitely have some good things that PCs don't, but in my opinion, PCs are better, and hopefully after this video, you think the same.